I want to ask each of you to just reinvigorate yourselves for this final word that you will give to the country. And I start on this end, on the opposite end now, with Honorable Paul Mute. Please go ahead.
Close to 50 years after independence, Kenya is still part of the third world, poverty-stricken, disease, and what have you. As a Finland government, the objective will be to uplift Kenya from being part of the third world into being a second or first world. It can be done if we come up with the correct economic and social policies targeting the majority. In order to do that, we believe that Kenya needs a chief executive who has not been part of the executive. The executive is the president, the prime minister, the deputy prime minister, the ministers, the assistant ministers, PSs. You need an outsider with the courage and decisiveness. If that is so, Mr. Muite fits the bill.
Please, Raila Odinga, go ahead.
Well, Kenya is now 50 years down the road. These 50 years, there have been two forces pulling in two directly opposed directions. The forces for retention of status quo versus the forces for reform and change. And this is where we are here. What you're trying to say is that the forces for retention of status quo are responsible for what we have today. Our per capita income was higher than that of Korea in 1970, 110 against 79. Today, Korea's per capita income is $22,000 against $460 here in Kenya. The reason? Because of the mediocrity with which this country has been led for the last 50 years. The time for change is now, and that change will come through the Coalition for Reforms and Democracy, which has got a comprehensive agenda to move Kenya from a third world status to a first world status.
Thank you. Martha.
The major problem we have in Kenya is theft of public funds and abuse of office. The way each one of us is conducting their campaign, running their political party, because we are all in the leadership of our political parties, is an example of how we run government. Kenya is in our hands collectively. It's up to you as a voter to decide whether you want a government full of wastage, full of corruption like we have seen exhibited in the party elections. If you want a person you can trust to keep her word that I will fight corruption from the front, I will stop theft of public funds, and I'll make sure that the interests of each Kenyan comes first, then use your vote wisely. I believe in you, the next person, and all of us together in one accord, all moving forward to save Kenya from the vices that are currently going on.
Thank you very much, Honorable Musalia Mudavadi.
Yeah, this is not a time to gamble. I mean, we have been talking a lot, but we cannot gamble. There must be a clear position here that, are we voting for stability? Are we voting for security? Are we voting for predictability in how we are going to manage the state of affairs in this country? I can tell you that if you're going to create jobs and you want to invite investment and you want to deal with the high unemployment levels, then clearly you must show that you are ready to provide security and stability in this country. You must be able to provide clear management and clear policies that will make sure that the Kenyan investor will feel comfortable to put their money on the table and generate jobs for Kenyan people. This, I can tell you, is what we offer in Namani Coalition. We offer that predictability, that security. We are the safe pair of hands for the Kenyan people. And I can tell you, if Kenya wants to move ahead very rapidly, after the Kibaki retirement, they should vote for Musalia Mudavadi and the Amani Coalition.
Thank you. Peter Kenneth.
Julie, let me start by thanking the organizers for making this happen so that we can all be evaluated. I want to thank our moderators tonight and thank millions of Kenyans who are viewing and listening to this live debate. Leadership is about ability. It's about passion. It's about vision. It's about love for the people you want to work for. It's about trust. It's about creating hopes for many who are in hopeless situations. We need deliberate change. We need to break from the past so that we can have a new Kenya that propels itself to a better future. All I seek tonight to those who are watching and listening is to work for them. I offer the best choice for the presidency. I thank you. God bless Kenya. God bless us. Thank you.
Thank you. Uhuru Kenyatta.
Thank you very much, Julie. I think it's been an engaging evening. I want to conclude by saying that Kenya is a country with great potential. Kenya is a country that is just about ready to take off. What Kenya needs is to change and to break away from the past. For far too long, politicians have engaged themselves with bickering as to who holds what position, as opposed to really dealing with the issues that affect the common man. What I promise and give my commitment to Kenyans, but rather be driven by action and true solutions that will bring positive change to the people of Kenya. I ask you and ask the people of Kenya, vote for me, vote for our Jubilee coalition, and let us together transform this nation.
Thank you. Professor Kiapi.
Kenyans are an example of what is possible in this country. A Hearts boy who had no chance of going to school, but I went at the age of 11, and today I'm asking you to be your president. I would like to give this promise to every child in all our 47 counties. I bring into leadership new freshness. I'm new in politics, but I've been 20 years in public service. All I want to do is to serve you. And if you give me a chance, I will give my best so that every Kenyan can live in dignity, in a secure country, and we can be united. That's my promise to you if you make me the next president of the republic. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mwalimu
I will
Odinga.
conclude it philosophically. Each one of us, whether they're aspiring presidential candidates or any Kenyan or any human being, there's a unique character trait that God has placed in each one of us. There's something unique in Paul Mwite that is not in us. There's something unique in Prime Minister Raila Odinga. There's something unique that is in Martha Karua. There's something unique in all of us. The best thing is we appreciate. We don't dwell on the weaknesses each one of us has. There's a philosopher who was asked, why are you in good terms with the elderly and the youngsters? He said, when I look at the youngsters, I just tell myself, they came before this world and they contributed to the development of humanity, and I like the positive aspect of it. And he was asked about the youngsters. He says, I came before them and I've done a lot of corruption before them, so they are safe. So we need to look and appreciate. Kenya is known historically to frustrate its potentials. We need to change from that, appreciate one another, come together, and pray. I agree with the Indian monk who put it in the newspaper that 1 million Kenyans should write to God for the best decision. I'm not asking you to vote for me, vote for the best, according to judgment.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I think what we do all agree on is this is a great nation, is that indeed Kenya is poised for incredible growth, that we have a youth bulge that could be such an amazing resource if they had the opportunity. And what we do want to do is thank you all for your participation tonight in allowing the country now to take a look at you as candidates and perhaps make their decision. Asanteni sana.
Indeed, we thank you very much. And we set out to do 2 hours, but we've done 3.5 hours. We thank the candidates for being part of a very, very beautiful evening. And so do we thank the audience for our wonderful time here. They deserve a warm round of applause.
We welcome the candidates' supporters to go up and congratulate them and their Kenyans. You have had it at last, a live debate between the men and the women who want to be your president. Tonight you've heard their positions on governance, security, education, and health as well.
Do not miss the second round of the debate when the candidates take to the podium once more in 2 weeks' time, precisely the 25th of February. Joe Ageo of KTN and Udo Kamimo of Citizen TV will moderate the second debate. And from me, Linus Kaikai of NTV, and Julia Gishuru of Citizen. It's been a great pleasure and honor being with you tonight.
It certainly has. And on behalf of the chairman of the Presidential Debates Committee, Wachira Waruru, and all the teams from the various Kenyan media houses who have joined hands to produce this debate, I'd like to thank the candidates once again who participated in the debate, the viewers, everybody in here today as well, the listeners around the country and all over the world as well for making this debate a reality. And as I hand over now to Studio B, where an eminent panel of analysts is breaking things down for you tonight, let's remember, all of us, to put Kenya first and to maintain our national mantra of peace, love and unity throughout the elections. God bless you and God bless Kenya.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Well done.
Presidential Debate 2013, the first of its kind in Kenya. 8 presidential candidates, lots of issues discussed live from Brookhouse here in Nairobi. This is where we end it.
Indeed, a lot of issues, including corruption, issues like tribalism, issues like the ICC issue, ethnicity. They've talked about the health sector, education, and so more. We only hope that a lot of these issues are some of the issues you wanted the candidates to discuss. Of course, if some haven't, just keep sending your comments to 24282. Of course, there's still one more presidential debate left on the 25th of February, and please make a date with that.
Remember, your questions and your opinions are very important, and they will form part of our content in the next presidential debate. So if there is anything we have left out, it would be very important that you let us know. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching the Presidential Debate 2013. Right now, as we understand, the presidential candidates are actually making their way out. right there, Musalia Mudavadi is actually making his way out of the building. Peter Kenneth has already made his way out of the building. Najib Balala, I understand, is also around. Great. There he is making his way out. Uhuru Kenyatta making his way out of the building as well. Let me see if I can see more of the presidential candidates as well making their way out of the building. There's several personalities as well who came for this presidential debate, and they are actually making their way out of this building. Eugene Wamalwa there walking out of the building as well. This will take a while because there are actually 8 presidential candidates, and you have so many people who came in to attend the presidential debate, I beg your pardon, but that is where we leave it for now.
Okay, well, thank you so much. From Brook House now, we take you back to Joe Argeo. I'm Hussein Mohammed.
I'm Linda Ogutu. Joe.